Okay, thank you so much, Rosemary, for meeting with me today. I know that we met last week just a little bit to discuss the position that you are applying for. And before I have a couple questions for you, but before I get into those, I did want to just take a minute and kind of give you the floor and let you kind of give us a little bit of a background about not only who you are, but maybe one of the last positions that you had and what you did for the company, kind of your role.
Okay, so I worked at 24/7 call center. My line of business was the New York Times,
Mhm.
and it was a very high call volume, and it was a very upset, a lot of upset customers. And one scenario that I had with one lady, she hadn't got her paper in a week. There were messages back and forth to the depot, and nothing has been done about it. So what I did was I told her, I'm going to take this matter into my hands. I'm going to be the one that's going to take care of this for you. So, because she said that she has gone through several customer service
Mm.
representatives and nothing has been done. So I say, okay, to avoid you going to someone else, I'm going to take charge of this call. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your phone number. And as soon as I get the answers that I need, I will give you a call back. So that way you don't have to keep calling and keep getting the runaround. I'll
Right.
take care of it. So what I did was I called the depot and I spoke with the manager of the depot, and they had no idea what was going on.
Mm.
So I explained to him that, this has been going on and the customer is very upset and she hasn't gotten her paper in over a week. What can we do to make her experience with us much better?
Right.
Because she's threatening to
Salute. Yeah.
not take the paper anymore. So he says,
Awesome.
okay, I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna speak with the driver because is the manager and then is the drivers. The drivers are they come pick up the paper and then they just. So what it was the driver wasn't delivering the papers.
Oh,
He was just,
wow.
yeah, he still had them in his trunk.
Oh, wow. So
So
there's
what I
a lot of moving people. And so to get up to that point, you kind of just took it yourself and said, I'm gonna kind of cut through the red tape and go right to the top. So
exactly,
you were really empathetic. It sounds like you kind of
yes,
became the
that,
customer for a minute and that's what you would want.
yes, yes,
Awesome.
definitely. I, that is something that I'm good at with empathy.
Hmm.
I, when I used to get coached, they say, "Oh, you're really doing good with the empathy."
Okay.
That's my strong point, the empathy,
And that was
because
one of the, go ahead.
I like for customers to feel comfortable.
Right.
So if they come on the phone, or they're already upset
Yeah.
because we're not doing what they're paying the service for.
Hmm.
So I try to get them as much comfortable as possible for them to get that confidence with me, so
Right.
that way I could try to help the best way I could. So that way, when they get the next person, they're like, they're more calm.
Yeah.
Because if they're not gonna get the answer they need, they're gonna keep on calling, and it's gonna be even more. They're gonna get angrier and angrier and angrier.
Sure, absolutely. So, you actually welcome coaching and kind of that constructive criticism as far as your position. It sounds like it's something that you use to your advantage and as you're building up. Now, the position that you're applying for does have a lot of growth opportunities. I know we spoke a little bit about what those were, and I know it's really important for the company to hire someone who's really wanting to come in and sorry, my computer's going crazy, wanting to come in and join the team, and have a training and all of those sorts of things, but really grow um, as time goes on. Is that something that you're excited about? Is that something that you're ready for at this point in your career?
Yes, definitely. I am looking to move forward with my career. I've been doing a lot of call center, but I do eventually want to move up, like maybe be a supervisor,
Hmm.
or even coaching, or even with the listening to the calls and forwarding my information
Sure.
to the supervisor so they can get a correct coaching also. That's something that I would be interested in
Okay.
also.
Awesome. Now,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm
Okay.
good.
Um, and the other thing, and you kind of already talked about this a little bit, you touched on it. But one of the questions I did have, and I ask everybody this, is because a lot of times what happens is, people call up and we don't always know the answers, because this isn't just customer service. It's a higher level type of calls that you're taking in, with the intake. But if somebody were to call in, or if you were on the call and engaging with someone just to keep them, speaking with you and kind of getting through the process of what you're doing, and they asked you a question that either A, you didn't know because you're still maybe new or learning, or B, it's a question that's way off into left field that you would never know the answer to, just because it's not within your scope of what you do with a company. How would you handle that situation to make sure that they didn't feel, and again, you kind of already touched on this, but how would you handle that, to make sure that they feel like they've been heard, and that they get their answer, the answer to their question?
Okay. Yeah. Well, if they have a question that it's out of my realm, what I would do is I would definitely tell them, you know what? I'm not too sure. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not too sure, but I'm just going to place you on a brief hold
Mhm.
and I'm going to look into it myself. So I don't want to pass you on to the next person's and
Right.
have you wait, but I'm going to just place you on a brief hold and I'll be right back to you. I promise you that I won't hang up and I'll get the answer that you're looking for.
Right.
And that way, they're comfortable holding on and they don't want to, oh, you don't know the answer. Because that's where they'll get there. If you don't
Yeah,
know the answer, give me your supervisor. I'll try to make them feel as comfortable as possible to
absolutely.
stay with me. And then I'll go to someone who's definitely knows the answer to the question.
Where are you from? Where are you originally from?
New York.
Yeah. So you can pretty much handle anything. I can tell. So you have a great phone voice, but also a great personality that I think comes
Thank
across.
you.
I know I've enjoyed talking to you a lot. So
Thank
um
you.
all right, well, you did fantastic. I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
taking the time today. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording and then we'll talk about the next steps, okay?
Okay.
All right.